Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So, in today's satsang, we will be covering harmony in human relations. The mansion of human progress and prosperity depends on the foundation of harmony at home and in society. Just as lotuses bloom in the silent hours of the night, so do divine qualities in a person bloom in the gentle hours of harmony and peace. The world is a manifestation of the Supreme Being, God. Unity underlies all of the diversity. Just as innumerable waves are sustained by the same ocean, so too are innumerable beings sustained by the same immortal self. It's the same Atma, the Lord of all hearts in all of us, every one of us. All human beings have the same spirit that sustains them. Therefore, however varied others may be in their tastes and temperaments, our dealings with them should be based on the vision of unity. God is not as pleased by chants of praise or utterances of prayers as by acts and deeds conducive to harmony and happiness in family and in society. More love, less hatred. More forgiveness, less impatience. More persuasion and less force should be the characteristics of a life that breathes in unity and has harmony. Human relations are often they are superficial, surface level. Once a deaf man went to see an old friend in the hospital. The friend was seriously ill. He was counting his days. The deaf man knew that he could not hear his friend talk, and since he didn't want his old friend to know that he had become deaf, he planned in advance a conversation that he was sure would be a comfort to the sick man. He first asked, "Are you all right, my friend?" "I am getting weaker every day," replied the patient. The deaf man, thinking his friend was getting better, he pre planned this in his mind. Uh, he said, "Thank God, I'm so pleased to hear this." The sick man was terribly hurt. He thought this man was wishing him ill and he became annoyed. The deaf man asked again, "What food have you eaten today, my friend?" The patient angrily replied, "Poison." "May you have good digestion," the deaf man replied. The patient was fuming. He told his friend to leave at once and had him removed. The deaf man departed with a smiling face, unaware of his friend's situation. Being too concerned with the noises of their own minds, people do not try to understand others. We have preconceived ideas of what the other may be thinking or what he is planning to say. They are deaf to others' problems. Such inability to understand others leads to various forms of disharmony in our daily relations. When disharmony creeps into a family, every word and action of each member is misunderstood. It is only when harmony breathes over their agonized hearts that they are able to regain their health, thereby allowing their blisters of bitterness to be healed. So, this mantra we should always remember: adapt and adjust accordingly in life. Do not develop egoism, pride, or arrogance. A little act of humility and submissiveness can often bring great rewards. There is a parable in the Mahabharata that illustrates this point. Once the ocean asked the Ganga river, "O goddess Ganga, you always bring me mighty trees, but you have never brought me any of those canes and reeds that grow abundantly on your banks. Why is that?" The river goddess replied, "O Lord, the trees are unbending and hard hearted. That is why they are uprooted by me. But the canes and reeds are humble and they adapt to changing conditions. When my impetuous currents sweep over them, they bend down, humbling themselves. Thus, my strength is nullified and they remain unaffected. When the floods pass away, the canes and reeds rise again. It is due to their adaptability and humility that they are not destroyed. Similarly, those who have not learned the art of adapting and adjusting to people around them are broken-hearted when adversities come. But those who can adapt are unaffected. Therefore, do not build up tensions with others over trifles, little things. Life is short. Try to enjoy this glorious gift of God, your life and its possibilities, by developing an expansive heart. Curb negative imagination. Often, negative imagination becomes a great cause of disturbance and disharmony. Sri Ramakrishna told the following parable about the power of imagination. Once there was a man lying on the road. A thief passed by and concluded, "This man has fallen because he could not sustain the heavy booty that he stole last night." When a drunkard passed by, he mumbled, "This man has had too much to drink." A saint then passed by and said, "This man is so immersed in God that he has lost his body consciousness. How glorious!" Even so, one judges external conditions on the basis of one's thoughts and imaginations. Try to rise above the limitation of imagination to perceive things as they really are. Not what you think they are, but what they really are. When someone does not greet you, do not imagine that they have become your enemy. When you have a slight cold, do not imagine that you are suffering from pneumonia. When you have a slight difficulty with your wife or husband, do not imagine that the two of you will never see harmony again. Check negative imaginations in order to live happily. Adapt and adjust. God is the reality behind all. Feel that all relationships are manifestations of karma, the results of actions performed in the past. Do not expect too much from others. No relation is permanent and secure. In the turbulent waters of the world process, God is the only reality which is solid as a rock. Love God in all. True and abiding love is different from attachment and infatuation. Love your near and dear ones, but do not become attached to them. Attachment is the cause of worry, grief, and frustration. Love the Lord in all, serve the Lord in all. Do not speak harsh words to anyone, because the Lord indwells in all hearts. Do not harm anyone in thought, word, or deed. No matter how inimical a person may be, one should not try to harm them. This is the practice of non-violence or ahimsa. In the hospital of the world process, those who do wrong deeds based upon jealousy, greed, and pride are like patients. Their problems are not solved if you harm or destroy them. A disease should be cured, and killing the patient is not the correct method of curing the disease. Even so, cruelty, hatred, pride, and jealousy are diseases of certain human beings. They should not be harmed, but their diseases should be treated. Often one is eager to give advice to others, but advising others is a great art. No one should force others to give up their wrong ways of thinking and feeling. They must rather be persuaded by love. They should feel inspired to change. Be an example yourself. Be a source of inspiration for others. Then the change will be miraculous, glorifying, and blissful. Until then, force as you may, people don't change. They may do things out of fear, but then they go back. Harmony in bringing up children. Do not spoil your children with too much attachment, indulgence, and infatuation. Children are not toys to be played with, they are souls working their way through their human forms. It is your duty as parents to impart true education to them, to bestow on them proper conditions for both their secular studies as well as spiritual studies, which lead to the understanding of the deeper values of life. Mix affection with firmness in order to bring up your children properly. Train and discipline them so that they may become broad hearted and serviceable to humanity. In this way, they will develop aspiration to God realization. Let there be harmony between husband and wife. Let there be harmony between parents and their children. Let there be harmony among different relatives. Let there be harmony among friends. Let there be harmony among nations. Let there be harmony among the elements of nature. Let there be harmony between the sky, the earth. Let there be harmony, and may harmony be experienced everywhere. May God bless you with harmony and peace. So, with this, we conclude our satsang for today. In tomorrow's satsang, we will pick up the topic of austerity and yagyas. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.